10 years ago today, March 23rd, 2016, I began a new life, sober. For as crazy as my life was before sobriety, the past decade has proven to be more exciting than I'd imagined. Unlike every attempt to stop before that day, I knew that morning it was my new beginning. In the 2 weeks leading up to the 23rd, I went through multiple full relapses. I really wanted to quit. Still homeless, I'd scrape enough money together to buy the cheapest handle of vodka and down the nearly 2 liters in the next 8 hours, regret it, and then fully sober up with every horrible symptom of withdrawal. I'd try to hold on, but would slip and go grab another handle. And so the cycle continued until that fateful morning when I woke up and said, Moss, you're going to kill yourself, or you can start living again. What's it going to be? I closed my eyes, I pondered a moment, and then I said, I choose life. Welcome to the Sober Method Podcast. I'm your host, Massimo Rigotti, and this is episode 1. Now let's go on a quick journey on what brought me here, why I finally decided to podcast, and what lies in store for season 1. For some of you who have been following me since my memoir, Flavors of Confidence, A Reflection for Those in Need, was released 3 years ago today, I want to thank you for your wonderful support. Now, early in 2014, I could see the wheels had completely fallen off my life, yet I had such incredible momentum from the 2 decades behind me that I managed to push through that entire year completely on fumes, while drunk, high, and holding a house of cards together. I was 38 and had spent my entire adult life as a high-functioning alcoholic and later drug addict. For 20 years, the pain I carried inside consumed me while I numbed it and put on the thickest mask to succeed as an entrepreneur. I was met with both wild successes and a couple of equally catastrophic failures that I blame on others when I alone was the problem. It would be 2014, on this very same day, March 23rd, that my life would completely change when I met Samantha Allison Thomas, randomly on a beach in Destin, Florida. As you get to know me better, you'll learn that I strongly value random placement of exceptional people at key moments in my life. I was peak addiction when we met, yet for some reason, this young lady latched onto me, determined to heal me from the moment we met. On our first night out, she pulled me close and whispered in my ear, "You don't need to drink to be awesome. I see you." I laughed it off, yet I reflected on that the rest of the night. Even now, I'm not very accepting of instructive care, yet she got through. Maybe Samantha was right. Maybe I could be sober, but how? The rock bottom arrived on December 7th, 2014. I was homeless, and nothing shows you who truly cares faster than going from the guy who had it all to the guy with nothing. Family, gone. Friends, ghosted, except 2. Long-standing business contacts, too busy, except 1. And then there was my Alabama baby, writing me weekly letters, calling me when I had a working phone, and even inviting me to Tuscaloosa to plan a way forward with her help. I was lost. Samantha knew it, and for reasons I will never know nor fully understand, this 19-year-old woman put her whole self into leading me out of my darkness. The beginnings of sobriety were wobbly. I got a $10 an hour warehouse job and threw myself into it. I kept my head down and worked hard. I never told anyone about my old business life. I figured they'd either laugh or think I was making it all up. The work spoke for itself, and within 4 years, I was promoted from a second shift puke to acting general manager of a 1,000,000-square-foot facility. The validation of my own abilities grew each day, and Samantha was still my biggest fan as she started medical school in Mobile. I've been going to AA meetings. I went because everyone told me I needed to, and the support I would get there would help me remain sober. The problem was, for me, AA was obsessed with looking in the rearview mirror. I grew tired of talking about what had been instead of what could be. Even worse, I watched as some would go to group and then afterwards go to a bar together. I'd sit there thinking, damn, I'm not here to relive the past. I want to build something new. And that's when I stopped going. AA had become temptation to drink again. One night, staring at the ceiling, I got the crazy idea that I could run my brain through the Deming cycle like it was a manufacturing process where I was the product. I didn't want meetings. I wanted a system I could run like a business I used to build, except this time the product was me. I leaped out of bed and ran to my desk to sketch out the beginnings of what is now the S.O.B.E.R method. Soon I had a working framework I'd put into practice and began sharing with others. Samantha was thrilled and suggested that we co author a book after she graduated from med school. She'd bring the credentials and study, while I'd bring my life story and the method. God had other plans. On August 1st, 2020, Samantha was murdered by a drunk driver. The pain was overwhelming, and yet, in the split second, I thought about throwing all my progress away. I heard her whisper again, "You don't need to drink to be awesome. I see you." Samantha saved me again. I immediately believed that I was now her legacy. There was no way I'd throw that away. Today, I carry her legacy with S.O.B.E.R method. Yes, it's called sober on purpose. It's literally what you do to get and stay sober. It's a simple, repeating 5-step cycle I perfected after years of trial and error. And it's the tool that's kept me sober for 10 years now. SOBER stands for Stoic, Observe, Behavior, Execute, and Restore. Now, here's a quick breakdown on each step to give you a preview of our time together in the episodes ahead. Stoic. You begin with some raw, unflinching self-reflection. Grab your journal and ask tough Stoic questions. What's really broken inside me right now? What's a core flaw, trauma, or pattern that keeps dragging me back to substances or self-destruction? This requires honesty of your inner world above all else. Observe. Now you turn into your own private investigator, tracking your real life behavior for a week or two, asking and journaling more questions. When do my cravings hit hardest? What exact sequence of thoughts, emotions, people, or situations trigger them? And using tools like behavior chain analysis to map it clearly so the patterns jump off the page. Behavior. This is where you become a design engineer by crafting a solution. You structure specific testable replacement behaviors to break the old behavior chains. Maybe a new stress release ritual, a boundary with certain people, a healthier distraction, or a different way to respond to boredom. This is a mind experiment phase where you play out your adjustments based on honest reflection of how you'd react in the moment. Execute. It's time to see if it works by putting the plan into action and measuring the results honestly. Did your urges drop? Did you make it through a high risk situation sober? You track the data in your journal, you celebrate the wins, and you keep going onward to restore. But if something's still broken, you loop back to observe to gather that fresh data on what's still off, tweak the design and behavior, and execute again to test the correction. It's only when you realize the issue is deeper than your current understanding that you drop back into full Stoic reflection. It's continuous improvement, so small, smart loops most of the time. Restore. Now, this is the healing step that some programs skip. Once you've successfully replaced a harmful behavior, you go back and you make amends or seek forgiveness from the people this specific old behavior hurt. Now, forgiveness is not becoming friends again. It's seeking closure of the emotional loop to clear the guilt, rebuild trust, and remove a big source of future triggers. The entire framework runs like the Deming cycle of continuous improvement. This is not a one and done checklist. Over time, you'll get faster at spotting issues early, fixing them on the fly, and building what I call your unique flavor of confidence, a genuine self assurance that doesn't need substances, constant external validation, or faking it by wearing masks anymore. While this was built for addiction recovery, I have also seen it help with device addiction, strengthening relationships, boosting career confidence, really any area where you want real lasting change. It's easy to remember. Just spell sober. It's brutally honest and it's built for everyday life. For a long time, I'd been encouraged by many, including some podcasters who have interviewed me, to create a show to showcase the sober method. But I didn't want to yap, you know, yet another podcast. Instead, I wanted to start a show with a very clear vision of how to best help others find sobriety with the sober method. And I needed to feel called to witness to others the power of SOBER's framework. A sober method can help anyone who wants to quietly upgrade every area of their life without sacrificing ambition, momentum, or the edge that got them there. My work is going to resonate most with high achievers who have built real success while secretly numbing the pressure. Whether that's through alcohol, drugs, or death scrolling, sober method is your unfair advantage. I'm not about fluffy recovery talk. This is a high performance operating system that will sharpen your decisions, protect your energy, and build the kind of authentic, unshakable confidence that most leaders fake. Now, season 1 is going to deliver on my vision with a short, punchy episodes every Wednesday with guests who share raw stories, how sober method can accelerate progress, and full of actionable insights. Then on Mondays and Fridays, you dive into long-form serialized coaching sessions with high achievers like you. These will be actual cases. First session sit-downs with me. Watch me work to gain insight on how sober method can help you. The full uncut versions will drop a week after each mini-series wraps. Consume however it fits your lifestyle. The commute companion, 3 days a week, gym fuel, maybe a late night reset. But every episode is going to end with clear, concise steps to move forward in your sober journey. The first episode drops Wednesday, April 22nd. And in the meantime, catch a new 15-minute actionable sober method tip every Wednesday starting this week. Ready to take off that mask and reclaim that peak performance and lead with true clarity? Then you're in the right place. I'm your host, Massimo Rigotti. This is the Sober Method Podcast. So hit that subscribe now, tap that bell for notifications, and I look forward to our time together. Let's build your unique flavor of confidence.